Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. Today is going to be pretty different. Different for me because I'm not a note taker, but there's so much stuff going on. I legit have to take notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm actually reading some notes that I did some research on. There's so much happening, and I owe it to you to actually shoot you the facts and let you formulate your own opinion. Simply put. So today on Scriptures and Wall Street, as you guys know, let me say my disclosure here for everything on this podcast. It should be taken as information and education purposes only. I am not giving financial advice, even though I am a financial advisor. Everything on this podcast is not investment advice, but should be taken as an information, education purposes only. Now, if you would like retirement advice, if you would like investment advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at CortezWM.com. You can download our free guide at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. We look forward to serving you. If you're a God-fearing patriot, we would love and honor to have your business come our way and not fund all the things that we're going to be talking about today on this show. We've been doing this for a while, and I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. It's a blessing to just speak to all you guys that have called in over the years. Been doing this for 4 or 5 years on a podcast, obviously since COVID, this pandemic, let's just say, but been an advisor for 20 years now. So it's fun. It's very cool to see people actually thrive regardless of the politics, regardless of the volatility, the fear index, greed index, whatever you want to call it. It's amazing to see clients thrive in these weird, uncertain times. And that's what we're able to provide is an environment that is safe and secure and effective for you. And so it is great to have a peace of mind and security in your retirement. If that's you, if that resonates with you, then give us a call, at least for a second opinion. I could always tell you, hey, this is a good thing. This is a bad thing. You're on the right track. I can put on a report for you. You just have to hire us. That's all I'm saying. So give us a call, 813-448-3446. Make sure it's the right fit for you and I, not just you. And we'll make sure that your retirement has confidence moving forward into what is about to be a monumental shift for the digital dollar, for fiat currency, for the banks, for the whole entire financial ecosystem. And today I really wanted to talk about the 3 acts that we are getting a lot of calls on. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And not that I'm saying I'm perfect at what I do. I could misspeak, and I have no problem correcting myself if I do misspeak. But there's 3 major acts going on. The first one, and if you see me looking down, it's because I can't memorize all this stuff, guys. I'm definitely not a computer or a politician. There's three different acts that you guys need to be aware of, and each one has its own has its own purpose and is designed to combat something. But I'm just here to talk about the facts. You formulate your own opinion. If you've been watching me for 4 years, you know what my opinion is. And I haven't really veered off from that. I may be right or wrong. But one thing I do know is everything is about track, trace, and control. I mean, that's always been my opinion. The ever pursuit of a social credit score. That's not a conspiracy, guys. It's actually happening right now in China. Like, you can't even get on the airplane if you don't even have a good social credit score. If you miss a date on a dating site, if you're late to a bus, if you don't pick up after your dog, if you get a speeding ticket, if you don't pay taxes, if you embarrass somebody publicly, if you act a nuisance, they will ding your social credit score. That's how it is in China, like straight up. Of course, you can't really do internet search on it. But yeah, it is interesting that we are starting to see surveillance like crazy in America, especially with the adoption of AI. So, which leads me to the first segment, or the first act, which is called the Genius Act. The Genius Act basically is short for Guarding Education on Non-Governmental Innovation in U.S.-backed stablecoins. So what is a stablecoin? A stablecoin would be something pegged to the dollar, right? Like USDT, so many other, basically USDC. There's a lot of different stablecoins that you can invest in. Basically, it's tied to the dollar. It's supposed to be very, very safe, like quote unquote the dollar. And there's really not a lot of volatility. Have we seen volatility in a stable coin? Absolutely. It's a crypto. So what it's going to do, it's going to introduce and promote understanding of private sector stable coins. Think USDC, USDT. These are digital backed real dollar assets issued by private companies like Circle or Tether. I'll repeat that. They want to privatize stable coins like Circle or Tether to literally have something pegged to the dollar. Now, is that a conflict of interest? If you have a stable coin and the market gets to determine the value of that stable coin that's supposed to be tied to something stable like the dollar in the overall scheme of things, right? Where is the conflict of interest? It sounds pro-innovation, and look, I'm all about pro-innovation. And in many ways, it is. But the act actually encourages research into these alternatives like CBDC systems, which is supposedly good. But here's a problem. It creates a narrative saying, hey, look, we're all for digital money. We're all for digital money. Like they can hide behind the lies saying, hey, we like digital assets. We like Bitcoin. We like crypto. But as long as it's in the private sector, we want to pass it. It leaves the door open for the government to literally control and have surveillance on your money. So I don't care what anyone says. Proverbs 22:7 says, and it reminds us that the borrower is a slave to the lender. We got to be vigilant about who controls the money and how we spend and save. Control the money, you can control the people. That's everywhere. There's this good old famous book, The Art of War, which I'll reference later. And there's this all good book called The Creature Jekyll Hyde. Before the appendix is 588 pages. Terrible read because it doesn't flow, because it's just so much information. It's like section and segment based and chapter based. So it doesn't flow. And each segment, each chapter, each expedition, whatever you want to call it, has its own leg and own stand. It is wild, that book. I had to put it down because it's just so much information all at once. So just on the actual Genius Act, I'm not liking the way it sounds. It just sounds like it's a setup for more track, trace, and control. It sounds like the Fed Now 2.0. That's what it sounds like to me. And, Proverbs 22 reminds us basically the borrower is a slave to the lender. Like, it sounds like we would be a slave to this whole digital currency with the Genius Act. Now, let me tell you something. I do want to speak positive about a fan favorite, Tom Emmer. Tom Emmer was basically born in Indiana, actually an American. Isn't that nice? Went to school here in America, in Alaska, and is a gangster. This guy is a father. He's Roman Catholic. I had to look him up. He loves Jesus. He loves his family, and he loves your privacy. And he's actually stuck his neck out throughout his whole career about creating freedom for the American people when it comes to the technology on your money. Like, this is my type of guy. And I hope that he can answer my email. I would love to have him on here. Been in politics pretty much for a very long time, congressional leadership. And he's also served as chair at the National Republican Committee. Just a great education, speaker nomination in 2023. Like, this is our people. He's also a crypto champion, vocalized that digital assets should be a conversation. And we should have a crypto-friendly legislation. More importantly, we should have an anti-CBDC leadership system. Like, that is a guy I want to get to know. So if that's you and you're hearing this, Mr. Emmer, please come on my show. I love to talk with you, especially that you got hometown roots here in America, and it sounds like you're someone I would love to associate with and pick your brain on a few things. Anyway, so we have that in the background. Tom Emmer kind of pushing the anti-CBDC bill, which is great. Now, I want to talk about clarity on Stablecoins Act, the second act that's out there, the Clarity for Stablecoins Act. So, what this actually does, it sets reserve requirements, it protects consumer supposedly redemptions, and established overnight by Federal Reserve and state regulators. I mean, the state's going to back it up. We're going to have consumer protection, and there's reserve requirements. Sounds safe like a bank. Exactly. Because what it does, it creates a whole CBDC within itself, like the FedNow program. You know, they'll allow you to innovate. They'll allow you to start. They'll allow you to build whatever you want to do. As far as the American enterprise, they allow you the freedom for commerce. But they're going to give you the blueprint, so to speak. Think of it this way. You get to build your house. They give you the blueprint. They pick the contractor and still hold the keys. Now, from a libertarian standpoint, many fear it will legitimize, obviously, and legitimize like the tracking of the centralized stablecoins under regulatory surveillance, making it easier to pivot to a federally backed digital dollar. And so it begs the question, guys, like, who really is in our favor? Like, if all this passes up, is gold and silver going to be completely digitized? Like, even the gold and silver in your gun safe, is that going to be legitimate moving forward? It begs those questions. And we don't want to give the Fed any more room or any more regulation on our money. Like, this is a huge concern. So they're going to give us the blueprint on how to build our home. They're going to give us the blueprint on what we can do. What else blueprint are they going to do? What if I told you the mark of the beast is actually not a vaccine? It's actually not a mark. It could be AI controlling you in a CBD system. It could be your mindset. It could be the chip in your brain. Man, there's so much to unpack there. So we have clarity on payment. Like, is it clarity or is it control when it comes to the Clarity for Payment Stablecoins Act? Like, there's no clarity. What is going to be a security? And oh man, it gets really, really twisted. All these laws, securities laws, commodity laws, like it comes completely rushed in. And so the problem on a securities law standpoint is that in order for all this to happen, you have to make crypto a security. Right now, it's considered a commodity. So if they change it as a security, that means me, the financial advisor, any licensed financial advisor, has to have a whole nother system to implement it with our current client base. Like, it is regulated. And because it's regulated, you guys know what more regulation means. It means more paperwork. It means constraints. It means the inability to grow. It means a lot. It means licenses, regulations, lawsuits, just a regulatory overhaul that will just change the whole attraction to crypto in itself. So it's something that I'm going to be looking at more and more. However, it is dangerous. It's really, really dangerous. And so what I wanted to basically say, Isaiah 10:1, chapter 10, verse 1 and 2, woe to those who decree iniquitous decrees and the writer who keeps writing oppression, to turn aside the needy from justice and to rob the poor of my people of their right, that widows may be spoiled and that they make the fatherless their prey. And the reason why I say that passage is because it rebukes the unjust legislation and centralized power masquerading as good. It also warns us that the law and policy to control, oppress, and enrich themselves, especially at the expense of ordinary people. That's the exact concern behind the second act, the Clarity for Payment Stables Act, is to coordinate and consolidate power over how we have our money situated. So I say all that because the Bible is clear that they want to track, trace, and control us. I mean, that's what Satan wants to do in the first place. So these are some of the questions and concerns you should be asking your current advisor. Like, what do you think about the act, the 3 acts that are out? Maybe they don't even know. And that should tell you all you need to know, that they're not even talking about this because they don't care. And if they don't care, then why would they care about your money? They just only care about their image, in my experience, because it's comfortable. And when you're comfortable, there's no growth. So when you stay stagnant, how are they creating opportunities for you to be successful? How are they getting out of the comfort zone to be aggressively, proactively researching items and strategies so that your retirement can flourish? I'm not saying I'm the best at that. I get lazy too sometimes, but I snap out of it because there's always, always room for growth. There's always, always an obsession to get better. And let me tell you, if your advisor is fat with man boobs, he doesn't give a damn about himself, let alone you. And you can infer intent by the results given. So if he's not taking care of himself physically, why on earth would he or she take care of you financially? It's a serious question. Like, do you want a man or a woman that does not give a flip about themselves physically? It all ties hand in hand. When you physically let yourself go, you can't say all these nice things the Bible says and really have the authority to say it, because you're not practicing what you're preaching. And it's real easy. You eat at a caloric deficit. You walk every time you get on your cell phone. You drink more water. You don't eat as much carbs unless you're an athlete. And guess what? You are now taking care of your body physically. You become smarter. You think faster. You become a growth mechanism that's not dying. And this reflects in so many areas of our lives, guys. And so a lot of people have called me and said, "Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? They're voting on the dollar. They're voting on a digital currency. They're voting on this." So you let fear, uncertainty, and doubt dictate what you're going to do? Have you not heard about the emotional trading cycle? Like, this is really, really a huge problem, guys. And I don't fear any of this. I don't fear any of this because we just plan. If you've heard me for years, we've been planning for this for a long time. And if you're a client of mine, you got things in the bucket, you got things that are working for you that are beneficial for you if these acts do go into fruition. And a lot of them are so complicated, they got to go to the Senate straight up. So it is going to be a crap show, man. So the third act is the Anti-CBDC Act. Now, this one is the most confusing one because it says the Anti-CBDC Act, but is it really? Now, the bill is being pushed by our friend Tom Emmer and explicitly prohibits the Federal Reserve from issuing a CBD system that goes directly to the Americans. I think we're a little too late because now there's a Fed Now program, but maybe they can overhaul that, right? So I'm praying that works. For those of you that don't know what a CBDC is, it stands for a central bank digital currency. It's basically a blockchain that tracks your spending. Like they've done in India, they like the way this works. They like the way this works because they can control what you're buying. Oh, that guy, his social credit score is terrible. He shouldn't buy guns. There are shootings out there. he shouldn't buy guns. It is very difficult to pin Americans on their financial freedoms on where they're spending their money at. And that's what the whole thing is about, guys. Power. It's about track, trace, control. Because the CBD system gives information and power to how you spend your money, what you're allowed to buy, and whether if your money can expire or be frozen with a click of a button. This is not conspiracy. They're doing this in China. They want to bring this here. And so I go back to the Bible. Revelation 13:17 speaks of a system where no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark. Now we're not saying, obviously, CBDC system is the mark of the beast, but it literally is rolling out the red carpet. It is rolling out the red carpet and using language like safe and effective. How many trickster manipulation crap can they say that take this? It's going to be safe and effective. We saw that during the jab era. We saw that during COVID-19 era. We see that now. Now they're going to go into this whole wearable things, like the wearables vaccine, whatever that is basically AI looking at your body, and they're saying it's going to be a great thing. But what it's doing, it's giving your blood type to the government. It's giving how you sleep, what your weaknesses are, what your ready score is, what your heart rate is, all this stuff, all this data, your weight, the way you think, certain words you say. All that is going to the government with a wearable that you're going to have to wear. It may be form of a Fitbit. It may be a collar. It may be some wearable like a chain. I don't know what the future holds. Who knows, guys? Now, I don't want to live in the what if or the fear, and we're not called to do that. So my final thoughts on all this is basically we want to support innovation. Like we are America. I love the QQQ index. I love the NASDAQ. I love how powerful America can be when it comes to technology. Now, come August, August 28th, when the numbers come out and the prediction comes out at the end of the month of what the GDP is going to be like, that number, if that is negative, get ready. Get ready, because here's the deal. The NASDAQ has gotten us out of many recessions. Technology in general has gotten out of all recessions. So if we go and that number is negative, and I have a feeling, I don't want to go on a hinge, I'm going to bust out some charts. I have a feeling that it may not be negative, that I may be manipulated. But the following number may be negative. And then they're going to question, like, it's just so manipulation. I can't tell you if it's going to be positive or negative. I'm not a fortune teller. I can only show you historicals. I can only discern what I feel it's coming. But if it's negative and you're not in technology, you're going to miss the boat. Now, if it's positive and you're not in big tech, I really think you're going to miss the boat anyways. So I have a strategy. I've been talking about it last podcast, where your retirement, for those of you that don't have a retirement, that you're trying to build wealth long term, and you spoke of me within this past year, you are in good hands, because we have systems in place to help you win when the index is up and never lose when the market crashes. Don't get caught up in the hype of the Magnificent Seven. What's terrible is that this whole index is predicated on like 7 technology stocks. AI. It's all AI. And the reason why it's AI, because that's what's hot right now. Track, trace, and control. But if you look at everything else, go to Whole Foods with my family, we spent $19.50 on orange juice. Go to the local gas station, pump your diesel truck. Go to a restaurant and see the waiting line. Go to the amusement parks and see how many people are spending $2,000 to go see Mario Brothers on Express Pass. Consumer confidence is what it all boils down to. And what the true tale is, when you go drive to your downtown, go to your city, go to your local city, send me pictures, email me, and show me all the skyscrapers. Pay attention to the buildings, the warehouses, the 90,000 square foot warehouses where your local Fortune 500 company had a satellite office, and see if it's full. See if there's oil stains in the parking lot. See if the landscape looks pristine. I promise you, you see a bunch of new buildings with terrible landscaping that looks abandoned because these companies don't want to pay a mortgage, let alone rent, on a building that their employees are now, like me, have the ability to work from home and not even go to the office. It's a big problem. We got so much commercial real estate that it's happening right now that is about to flip, and the banks don't even know what to do. The banks don't have an answer. And when that bubbles burst, or when it comes out, it's going to be so terrible. But even if that happens, or if they somehow manipulate it where they keep funding it and save the banks, because the banks are all tied with the Fed, they somehow dodge that bullet, it is still going to be technology that takes us through the roof. And the banks do fail because of the commercial real estate crisis. Then what will happen is eventually technology will take us out, like it has in the past. So there's so many strategies I can talk about. I just can't do it. I can't recommend on a podcast. I'm letting you know that these 3 acts right now, all this is happening while the affair is happening and going viral, while the Epstein list is happening, and Donald Trump and people questioning if he's on it or not. Who cares? Because while all that is happening, they're making massive decisions on your life right now. And this is how Congress works, man. Like, if you look at the Super Bowl, I believe in 2010, it was a Sunday night while America was probably watching Taylor Swift, or I don't know who did the Super Bowl in 2010, but everybody was getting drunk and off chicken wings and beer and looking at the hot Doritos girls lady commercials. You know what they did that night? It was like Carlos Santa Rosa, how we took over the Alamo, or Sam Houston went and stole the Louisiana Purchase from the Mexicans and actually won it. He was smart. He sent a beautiful woman to sleep with Carlos de la Rosa, which was basically the general of Mexico at the time, and during the Louisiana Purchase. And Sam Houston distracted him while he was hooking up with this broad. He went over there and killed everybody. And you had the Alamo. And that's how we got the Louisiana Purchase. They're doing the same thing here, guys. They're distracting you with all these false flags, with this viral stuff that's going on. And then, boom, legislation happens. Oh, wait a second. We don't have $1 anymore. It's all digital, and they're controlling it. Yeah, that's what happens, guys, when you fall asleep at the wheel. And we become zombies to the cell phone. We become zombies to the way our thinking is. Like, let's look at the facts. The facts is they have 3 bills that are popping, and each one could be detrimental to you and your financial freedom. Thank God we got guys like Tom Emmers that does not want CBDC, truly doesn't want CBDC, and that has a good history that has been protecting Americans for a long time. So what I will say, my final thoughts on this matter, is that you need to support private innovation, but we have to stay alert. Not every stable coin is going to be stable, so follow the money, obviously. We need to back up anti-CBDC legislation, whatever that looks like. Email your representatives, share this podcast, create awareness, diversify your assets, like real assets. Gold and silver is going to be great. Income producing investments, which I specialize in. And consult us for anti-CBDC based investments. These are going to be insurance contracts. These are going to be things that are real assets. We want to help you. All you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. You not only have to protect your money from the stock market shenanigans, but now you got to protect your money from actually the takeover of your money. It is more complicated than what you think. For me, it's easy. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been talking about this for a long time. This is really why I haven't been able to stay when I was a corporate advisor. I couldn't stay with one broker dealer. I couldn't stay with one corporate financial institution. They didn't like me. They wouldn't allow me to do green money. They wouldn't allow me to say, you know what, Mr. Corporation, I don't want to say their names, Mr. Bank, why can't we have a bucket set aside for a client to have a fund that's guaranteed, that's safe, that's out of the stock market? Literally asked them. You know what they told me? I said, Carlos, we don't make money off of that. I said, wow. So doing the right thing for the client allows that company to basically say, we don't make money off of it, even if it's the right thing. And so I wanted to make money off doing the right thing. And the right thing was starting my own firm. Literally in 2011, I started Cortez Wealth Management. And it was just a fixed shop. It wasn't even a securities broker or anything. It wasn't until 2018 where I started Cortez Wealth Advisors on the security side, and we can manage money. But in 2011, I created as a tax shelter, as a tax write-off component, because I was a 1099 at that time when I went independent. I started realizing, wait a second, this off the stock market money, this green money has its own legs, has its own business, and clients need this. And as more and more people I brought into green money side, the more pushback I got from the banks, the more pushback I got, the defamation, he's just a crazy. And they couldn't say that because I've had the same experience they did. I have the same licenses they did. So they couldn't bring me down from a credibility standpoint. So they brought up some lawsuits because I made a mistake about a crypto fund that went actually fraudulent. And he said I was a perpetrator. Pretty funny. When I was the one that lost the most money and actually stood up and protected my clients and settled with them out of my own pocket. The state of Florida came in and did an audit and actually gave me a clean bill of health, exit. So we do, yeah, you made a dumb mistake, but you didn't commit fraud. You didn't, like you weren't a perpetrator. You were a victim yourself, because the financial statements don't lie, guys. The statements don't lie. But what I want to say is that my mess is my message. I mean, hands down. But what I want to say is that all these bills, it doesn't matter if they get passed. If you're worried about them, it's because you got too much money in red money. You got too much money in things that aren't serving you. You got way too much money. Maybe you're crazy enough to have $4 or $5 million in the bank. Guys, do not do that. That's one of the dumbest things you can do, because you feel safe. Banks right now have access to your money. You do not own the money in your bank account. You don't own it. You only have beneficiary rights to withdraw if they allow it, if they have the liquidity, if the interest rate environment allows it. Because the moment they don't, they have the legal right to take your money as a bank bail-in, according to Dodd-Frank Act that was written in 2010, to take your money, and then they can pay you back on their terms. This is why during COVID or any type of crisis, they put a daily limit on how much you can withdraw. I guarantee you, call your bank right now and ask them, what are you going to do about the anti-CBDC? What are you going to do about Fed Now? How does this change Fed Now requirements? Call them. Email me. Let me know what they say. info@cortezwm.com. You might have to speak to 2 or 3 different managers because they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even know what you're talking about because they don't care. They're falling asleep at the wheel. They're just happy they're making a little salary and they get to go home, eat, and watch Friends with their significant other. That's all they care about. I got my 9 to 5. I want to be comfortable. Leave me alone. I don't want any problems. Meanwhile, your money is funding people that are on the Epstein list. Meanwhile, you're funding China. You're funding the things that you go against. It's time to take a stand. It's time to privatize your retirement. It's time to privatize your money and get out of the CBDC system. I'm really good at what I do. All you got to do is give me a call. 813-448-3446. I am not the fit for everybody, and that's okay. If I offend you, then screw your feelings. I really don't care. I'm here to protect your money, not your feelings. But I'm also not desperate for business, and I have a heart, and I do care about you. If you're a God-fearing patriot, and if you think we're a great fit, give us a call because I'm passionate about helping you. You've worked your whole freaking life to get to where you're at. Do not give it up to these freaking people that want to take it, that want to support Lucifer and the New World Order. This is what's happening now. It's incredible, man. It's incredible the times we're in right now. Everybody thought because we had a Republican in the office that everything's going to be smooth sailing. I told you last year that this crap would happen. Look at my podcast, 200, 150 podcasts ago. I said everything that's happening now. Day one. Don't be surprised they crash the stock market on Trump. Don't be surprised if interest rates go up. Don't be surprised if the CBD system gets real. Don't be surprised if inflation gets higher. I got called crazy. I got called all these things, and that's okay. And in the end of the day, I'm just speaking the truth, man. And if you're offended, then I question why you're offended and really dig deep into it. Maybe you don't know what your primal question is. And I've been talking about the primal question because I've made mistakes. I'm a sinner myself. And the reason why I sin is because I'm trying to answer my primal question. And the only way you can cure the answer for a primal question is by staying in God's word. Period. So, wanted to just check something out real quick. Oh boy. So here's the S&P 500, guys. I'm on a daily. We got red traffic lights coming. Markets are up. I want to say we might even get a little divergence forming. We have a golden cross here that's popping up. But we're starting to see some weakness on a daily. Yellow traffic lights basically saying that, oh, dang. Oh, dang. So I'm getting sell alerts, actually. It is weakening the rush, like the momentum. So there is a lack of confidence in the market right now. Not everything goes up all the way. And this is where people get emotional and they start, oh, man, I'm missing out on the upswings. Yeah, well, there's a downswing coming too. And how we look at that, how we quantify this, guys, is I can have my opinion. But when it comes to the charts, there's no opinion. This is all factual. Ask your advisor, show me the charts. Show me the charts on how you're feeling. And quantify and qualify and justify why you're feeling this way, technically speaking. I'm curious. Can they do that? Because that's what I do every day. I love this stuff. So here we are. We have a volatility index that has been going down because the stock market's been going down. But boom, check us out. Traffic lights alerting us green, meaning the volatility index is going up. The volatility index is going up. Basically, market is signaling a violent downturn. I got bullish indicator on my top right. I got green traffic lights. It's hitting an all-time low, the volatility index. I said it last podcast. I said, look, I don't like when this thing it recently come off its high and now it's all-time low. It doesn't matter when a stock or any ETF or any position is hitting its lows. That's when you buy, regardless of your feelings. And here we are. We got green traffic lights. This is approaching its all-time low at 1569. Not all-time low, but recent new low, because it was hovering 1213 for a long time. This is the VIX, guys. This is the VIX. This bad boy, I'm telling you, you better look for this thing to come up. And if that VIX pops up, you could buy. Again, not investment advice. I'm just saying how you make money in a market crash. This is one thing that you could buy. It's called VIXY. You can buy a call option on this. In the money, out of the money, doesn't matter, because it will skyrocket once that volatility does kick off. Right now it's at 44.05. You could look at 46 calls, possibly be in the money whenever the crap hits the fan. This is how you make a ton of money when the market goes down. And look how high this puppy has been in the 80s as of recent. I mean, I could go on and on like this. Like if you want to hang it on for a long, like a few quarters, going into a recession, like, dude, if that negative quarter comes out, oh my goodness, you guys will be millionaires. Again, not investment advice, but if this thing pops up and that recession comes, holy freaking smokes, this will just completely take off. I want to be there for you. I want to get the credit, but only invest money that you can afford to lose, because this is not for retirement planning. This is not for someone trying to pay their bills or their rent. You don't take that money and buy something speculative. You can build wealth responsibly. But I would be looking at VIXY right now. Now, I publicly admit, I've been wrong. Not too wrong. But my trade on TMF has been sucking, you know what? And it's because they haven't lowered the interest rates. But when they do, this thing is at 35. I'm in profit, anything above 50. My strike calls are at 100 till January. So I still got 4 more months. I'm okay with losing everything. But if that interest rate does fall and it hits over 50, for those of you that are in this trade, don't give up, because interest rates probably will go down eventually. I just don't know when. And Trump cannot fire the Fed chair. Like, it's the dumbest thing to say, you know, we're going to fire the Fed chair when there's 11 other heads. There's 11 other people in that board. Jerome Powell is just a chair. Like, how are you going to cut a head off of one dude when it's a 12-person beast and say, oh, yep, now the new guy that's coming in wants to lower interest rates? Well, there's like 7 other dudes that said they want to keep it the same. They don't want to lower interest rates. Only 2 or 3 of them said we want to lower interest rates. And the other ones were like, we're just going to wait and see. Actually, another 2 of them say we're going to raise interest rates. So there's a huge pickle right now there. Eventually, they're going to have to lower the interest rates. If they want, I mean, they're saying the stable labor market, consumer confidence, that blah, 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 blah. But if they lower interest rates, the foreign investors are going to leave. They know that. And the shit show really happens. So it is a pickle that we're in. But one thing I do know is that we need to stay vigilant. We continue to like and subscribe us on Rumble. We're going to be talking about this all the time. If you like this, then I just want you to go to rumble.com, type in Scriptures and WallStreet, and follow us, because we're going to be talking about how you can take advantage of these markets. Like, screw the politics, man. Like, let's look at the charts. Let's look at the charts. The politics just basically help our charts of what we knew was coming. Right now, I'm looking at the VIXY because it is turning green on me, man. My traffic lights are turning green. And these are lagging indicators, meaning they're behind. But yet people want to buy the stock market right now when it's about to go into a crazy volatile time. And this is not nothing smart. This is common sense. You buy low and you sell high, and you screw your feelings. You buy low, you sell high on anything. But it's very hard to do because our emotions get us in the way of many things. And I'll even quantify it for you. You got green marks on QQQ, but also, what if we start looking at a possible shorting of the NASDAQ temporarily? I got a green indicator here on a daily. It's on a daily. SQQ is at a very, very huge low. I'm getting buy signals on shorting the NASDAQ. Could you believe that? Like, they sense something coming. This goes up when the stock market goes down. And right now, that stock, because the stock market has been going up, this has been going down, be a good place to hedge. Maybe throw a few bucks in and just protect your retirement. Just protect your portfolio. If you're playing with red money, then you need to have a hedge of protection that you can benefit, because you're going to lose money when the market goes down, but you'll make money to help reduce those losses on this hedge. You could buy call options on SQQQ, would be a huge strategy for you. Now, everybody wants to rush into silver or gold. And don't get me wrong, I like silver. But we're starting to see weaknesses in silver as well. I got a yellow traffic bar. I got red lights. This is just a trade. We probably will see, I don't know how big of a market downward spiral, but silver is on a huge trajectory right now. Right now we're at 38,120. I was podcasting. This thing was around 17, 18. I was buying a ton of silver from Cornerstone. And I'll have Terry on here next week. We'll talk about some cool things. But yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Guys, at the end of the day, you need to understand that Jesus wants access to you. That's all it is. Jesus wants access to you. The reason why he turned those tables is because they weren't allowing people to have access to him. That's all it is. He got mad at it. So, if your life is disrupted, or if you're in sin and everything falls apart, the good news is that he literally is disrupting your life to get your attention. Doesn't matter if you lost your business, if you lost your home, you lost your car, you lost your marriage, you lost your job, you lost your kids. He puts us through the pain so that we can get closer to him. And the bigger your voice is, the bigger your influence is, the pain is even harder. And so in John, it talks about basically John 2, up to this point, they probably thought he had Jesus pretty well figured out. And, he's a very humble man. After all, the intro was, come on, see, he was very approachable. And all of a sudden, like, he starts flipping tables, literally. That doesn't give us the right to be angry. It doesn't give us the right to have hate in our heart. He literally just wanted people to access him. And he's still doing that today. He's putting you through the pain so you can access him, so that you know that you need him. And Jesus, I just thank you publicly for disrupting my life in the past, to realign my heart, to seek your face. So it also says in James that he blesses those that seek his face. So when you say, oh, I pray to God, I've done this, I've gone to church, I've tithed, nothing's working out. So you're calling God a liar? You're not truly seeking his face, like it says in James. So I say that because if we're truly seeking his face, he will bless us with health, with finances, with favor. Everything in your life will change. It's not my word, it's God's word. And I stand on the truth. I can't be bought out. I'll never be bought out. I like making money, but I don't change my character. So I love you guys. I'm going to go to Orlando this weekend and have fun because I just love it. I love you guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe our Rumble channel. Also, if you haven't yet, quick story. This stuff is amazing. It actually, I didn't realize how powerful this was. So I got smacked up. You can probably see on my arm there. I didn't realize I got hit. I got slashed. And this is like a straight up testimony from this spray, this blood cleanser I've been utilizing. So I just spray it 3 or 4 times on each tongue. Doesn't taste good. It tastes like day old room temperature wine. And 2 or 3 weeks later, my skin is getting better. I feel great. I'm waking up with such a positive mindset. I'm like motivated to read God's word. I'm motivated to do push-ups. I'm motivated just to feel good and clear my thoughts. And I can't wait to check out my blood. Like if anything has improved, I'm sure it has. But what it does, it just gets rid of all the pesticides in your body. And we consume it through some seafoods. We consume it through waters, through the food you eat, to the plastics that you consume, the detergent you use. We got pesticides and everything. And so what that has to do with my hockey slash is I was getting undressed last night. And it was really bad yesterday. Like it was real bad. I actually didn't feel any pain. Like inflammation wasn't even there. Like typically when I get shot, it just bulges over. And I don't know what this thing has done, but it's like Wolverine or something. Like it's red, but it's never opened, never cut, never done anything. And all I've been doing has been taking this faithfully 3 times a day, spraying it 3 or 4 times. And the daggone thing's only $689 for like 4 months worth. And if you don't want to do that, you can go on an $88 auto ship. You can cancel anytime if you don't believe me. But try it out. Go to fixthebloodusa.com. It is changing the game for many people that are walking away from diabetes. Their eyesight's getting better. Their triglycerides are lowering. Their skin is healing. They're spraying it on their dog. They're putting this cream on their dog as well. And I mean, it's just insane. I've heard people get the vaccine reversed from the spike proteins. So many things. And so I honor this company because they are changing lives and they don't even care about the money. It's illegal to get all these 44 plants. It's all plant-based in certain countries. And so definitely get you some. Fixthebloodusa.com. Go there right now and don't even question it. If you don't like it, then return it. All good. I make a few bucks when I talk about it. And if you buy it, you're supporting the show, Scriptures and Wall Street. You guys know that this stuff is very expensive to podcast, so I'm just trying to monetize. But more importantly, go to CortezWM.com. Let me help your retirement. Let me fix and align your values so that it matches your investments, and we can go from there. God bless you guys. I'm out of here. What are you doing today to prevent another '08 in your portfolio, to prevent another '01? Has your advisor reached out? Does he understand the markets? Does he trade the market? Does he think like you do? Does he have the same ideologies that you do? Are you on the same page spiritually, financially? This is a huge, huge opportunity for a transformation in your portfolio. But more importantly, you don't have to become victim of a high volatility that is coming into fruition right now. If you're currently retired and you don't know what to do and you want a second opinion, all you have to do is click the link below. I want to help you. You're a faith-based retirement planner, and we want to help you secure your retirement. Have a blessed day.